U.S. acts on UN Rights of Indigenous Peoples Declaration. Wabanaki Legal News, Summer 2011. In September 2007, the United Nations passed the Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, UnDrip. It covers 46 issues important to Native people, including self-determination, or the right of a people to decide their political status and government, culture and language, education and health, housing, land, resources and environment, Indigenous law. 143 nations voted for the declaration. Only Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and the United States voted against it. Later on, New Zealand, Australia and Canada changed their positions. That left only the US opposing it. In December 2010, President Obama announced that the United States would lend its support to UnDrip. However, the official U.S. statement of support for the declaration is qualified. The State Department released the official U.S. position statement. It makes clear that the U.S. regards UnDrip's concept of self-determination to be limited by existing laws and policies. That is, federally recognized tribes have inherent but limited powers of self-governance. The U.S. State Department does not regard the declaration as binding law, but recognizes it as having both moral and political force. Some international treaties become U.S. law. However, UnDrip is only a resolution. It has not been ratified by the Senate and, therefore, is not binding on the United States. While it is not law, the U.S. aspires to fulfill the spirit of the resolution. The official statement gives examples of how the U.S. is already working towards the goals of UnDrip through consultation and collaboration with U.S. tribes. These ongoing efforts are addressing, for example, environmental protection, health care, economic development and cultural protection. Some commentators, including many in Indian country, say that the U.S. doesn't really support the declaration. One example involves the concepts of consultation and consent. The U.S. government already follows a policy of tribal consultation. But UnDrip appears to require actual consent by tribes, which is much more than just consultation. Critics of the U.S. position point to Article 19, which states that governments shall get Indigenous peoples free, prior and informed consent before adopting and implementing legislative or administrative measures that may affect them. However, the U.S. State Department statement defines consent only as a process of meaningful consultation with tribal leaders, but not necessarily the agreement of those leaders. As a result, it seems likely that as time goes on, U.S. tribes and the U.S. government will have different ideas about what changes in U.S. law and policy UnDrip actually requires. Although the U.S. recognition of the UN Declaration seems like a step forward, it remains to be seen how this will actually affect U.S. policymaking. Publication Volume 2011.1 NSMI. Tribal Sovereignty. Main legal topic: Native American. Tribal Sovereignty.